So top tips around planning for overseas travel. One of the key pieces that we bump into is people who haven't planned ahead and looked at what are they going to do if something goes wrong. And that really comes down to some really practical thoughts around who's going to help you, can anyone get to you? Second up is where you're going to go to get help if you're going to have to transport yourselves. And lastly, who's going to pay for that support. And it sounds a little bit random to think like, what if this happens? But with that early planning, it kind of sets you up for success. So first up, who's going to help? We need to look at, you're going to be self-sufficient, or there's some numbers, some people you can turn to, whether that's mountain rescue teams, or whether there's actually some specific rescue services that you can tie to. Moving on is what medical facilities have you got access to? Can you use the local hospital structure? Are you going to be using clinics? And understanding their limitations. What can they do? What can't they do? And then finally, looking into the beautiful small print on your insurance documentation. Does the search and rescue cover actually give you enough funds to do an effective search? And in addition, is the medical care going to be paid for? Specifically, that's important in countries where it's expensive for medical cover, but also just making sure that the setup is there, that they can immediately provide that care. Often you may have to have a credit card to sort of initiate the initial treatment before that insurance cover picks off. So just to summarize, we've got to get the plan right, know who you're going to go to, know where you're going to get help. And the second piece is making sure that you've got that insurance cover in place that's valid for that work.